know what the rationale. To me, it just boils down to quality of wins. And you can say what you want about the ACC. You mentioned it's probably not much worse than the Big Ten this year, but Clemson does have more quality wins than Michigan, starts by their rankings of the teams that they've beaten. You know, they also, their non-conference schedule is much better than Michigan. Even though they lost to Notre Dame, that's a non-conference game. Assuming that they lose the ACC,
even though there's a loose association with the ACC and Notre Dame.
Yes,
however,
it's still considered not equally. I agree with you there. Don't forget, a one-loss team, they would also have beaten an SEC team, South Carolina,
who just put it on Tennessee.
Correct. So, and Michigan's strength of schedule, their non-conference, is one of the biggest jokes of all time.
Yes. Okay, I agree with you, the wins. Now, how about the loss? Like everybody says, oh, well, there's a good loss. If you're looking at, okay, I understand Notre Dame is playing better football now, but they did lose to the Thundering Herd. And you're looking at it going, okay, Clemson lost to Notre Dame.
Right, and they weren't, I don't believe Notre Dame was ranked when they played them. I don't know if that makes a difference at all when you're judging when
they were not ranked.
They were not ranked.
No.
So Clemson's loss was an unranked Notre Dame team at the time,
and Michigan's loss would be a number 2 team.
Right. So, you know, that favor Michigan, but overall,
I think a lot of it has to do with how that game is played on Saturday.
Who else is Clemson's non-conference besides South Carolina, Notre Dame? I'm sure they played one cupcake.
Well, they played FU.
Who's that?
The FCS team, Furman.
Furman, okay.
Yeah.
Paladins of Furman.
Yeah, Furman.
Mm-hmm.
Louisiana Tech, which they blasted 48-20.
Yeah.
We mentioned South Carolina.
That's Notre Dame. Yeah.
So
much better than, because UConn had a tough loss this the Ball State.
Well, UConn actually, I mean, they were one of the worst teams.
I know.
Actually outperformed.
Right. And if they would have kept winning, it would have made the Michigan. I read somewhere that
they're a bowl team, right? They got 6 wins.
Yes, I believe so. I think that the only team that has
I'm not trying to pull for.
I know. The only team that I think has a worse non-conference schedule, I read, was UCLA. Because they struggle with South Alabama they played, and they played 2 other teams that were bad, which just shows you how the Michigan decision.
Yeah, they had Bowling Green, Alabama State, and South Alabama.
Yeah. Theirs is either worse than Michigan's or just above it. Which shows you that Michigan's decision to cancel that home and home hurt both teams. Or it could have, because UCLA, whatever.
Yeah, they got 3 losses now.
Yeah. So. 248-539-9797. If Michigan loses a close game on Saturday, should they get in ahead of a one-loss ACC champion Clemson? That's the question.
Yeah, and this is assuming that Clemson beat North Carolina.
Right. Well, I say we're saying one loss. Yeah. And we're also assuming that USC will get in, even though they have one loss, being the Pac-12 champion. Right?
Yes, because they have 1 loss right now. They would have beaten then Notre Dame, and then
if USC
and then Washington.
If USC wins out, they're going to get in, and if TCU wins out, they're going to.
Right, which closes the door for. Yeah. That's the easiest scenario is Georgia wins out, and we're saying, okay, we'll go with your theory that Michigan loses.
Right.
And as Ohio State would stay at number 2, TCU would then bump up to number 3 if they continue to play the way they have to win, and then USC would then take that number 4 spot, probably putting Michigan at 5.
Right. So Michigan already.
Yeah,
I think that's what it would be.
And here's the thing: the consolation prize for the future of the 12. If you do lose that game, then you basically earn yourself a home game.
Right,
an extra home game.
Yes, exactly. By the way, we are final in Qatar. Argentina lost their first game. Prohibitive favorite to not only win the game, obviously. They have the group favorite. Saudi Arabia. I don't know how you say, do you believe in miracles in Arabic? but it's pretty close. Let's not try, okay? I'm not. Believe me, I'm not. I'm not that stupid. I'm not that stupid. Right after the Mexico City game last night. That's right. You notice there were a lot of Mexicans at that game. Mexicans. That's right, because it was Mexico City. I don't think there was any laser pointing like the last time they played the game.
Right. But did you guys see halftime?
Yeah, seriously, who does point a laser and people someone dies on the plane?
Mexicans. I said who did it was that night. Not who does it. That's the Chris. All right, here we go. Here's some ticket bets. If Michigan loses, they're out because their non-conference schedule is garbage. That's from Charles and Flint. That's basically what we're saying.
Yeah.
Give me a break. Your schedule's so weak. Maybe if you had kept Washington on your schedule, you might have had a chance at the time of conference.
Washington.
No break.
Get your okay.
Get your facts right. He meant UCLA. He should have meant UCLA. Washington. They had a home and home. They played them at home last year. The game in Washington was postponed due to COVID.
Yes.
Okay, so let's be
along
accurate
with
about
everybody else's non-conference games.
Right. Let's be accurate. But he probably misspoke. It was UCLA that they chickened out on.
Sure.
Yes, they did. I'm telling you, if the committee sits there and says the reason so-and-so team is in the
chickened out.
Yes.
You think they chickened out? They were scared to play UCLA.
Then really? Why would they do it? Not scared. Okay, you're right. They probably weren't. Well, why would they do it? Explain to me why they would do it. So they can make an extra $1 million so they can play.
Would you think they only make $1 million on a game?
Okay, I don't care. Give $50 million. I don't care. It's not worth costing you a playoff spot. Is it?
Then win and get in.
Is it worth it?
Win and get in.
That's irrelevant.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Win and get in.
John, okay, well, facts. If they lose, okay?
Well, yeah, okay,
it's not facts. All right, so we'll have this. Hopefully we won't have this discussion. Hopefully we win. So since we work in a world of hypotheticals,
I just said, you want me to say it again? If they lose, they're not getting in?
You're right. No, but I'm talking about this whole schedule. Warren Manuel should be it's shameful that decision could cost them a spot in the playoff. And if you don't see it, you're blind.
The non-conference could, yes, but are you sitting there 4 years ago saying this could be the worst year of Big Ten play in a decade?
It's irrelevant to
It's not irrelevant.
I'm saying, no, it is because
if Nebraska is decent, that win looks better. You go down the list and you're right. They should be playing a better non-conference. I've said that for years.
I know, but
for 2 years since I've been working with you, looking at this non-conference, I said it's terrible.
Right, exactly. But the fact
and now you want to drive home the point.
Yeah, they whatever reason got greedy and wanted another home game.
Like every other college football program gets greedy. It wants as many home games as possible.
Of course you do, but you don't have to cancel a home series with a decent team. Yeah. All I'm saying is if it cost them a playoff, Warren Manuel should apologize to every Michigan fan because that decision that he won't because he only speaks at certain times when whatever. No, it is shameful.
So quickly, you want to talk about hypotheticals?
Mm-hmm.
I do believe there's an alternate universe out there in which Michigan did not cancel this game against UCLA, and DTR comes to the Big House, they go out to the Rose Bowl, and DTR runs over Michigan, and befuddles the Michigan defense. And Stoney complains, why did they play that game against UCLA?
No.
It's going to cost them
that
alternate universe,
I believe does exist.
No,
not
what
like
you're
that.
saying,
Don't eat Dr. Strange.
No, not for that. Not for that. I
don't
don't multiverse. So you're saying that I don't want to see good non-conference games? That's bull crap. Seriously. At least be close.
I mean, this reminds me of Donovan McNabb and when Oregon came in. Why would you schedule this game against a quarterback like that early in the year? I like against a former player like Zach Charbonnet. Why didn't they keep him?
As a season ticket holder, I want to see a good team. Sorry. Stoney, stop.
Why are you waiting on this game to start JJ for the first time?
Oh, shut up. Stoney, stop putting logic into this. The committee doesn't use logic. They like money. So if Michigan keeps it close and loses, which they won't to Ohio State, Michigan will get in. That's from Brandon, the mail carrier. You don't think Brandon was if Michigan loses to Ohio State, which I hope doesn't happen, they will not make it into class because they're MIA, not on the schedule. They play at the beginning. That's Kevin from Flint, and you can thank Ward Manuel for that. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. We'll mention something else dealing with the Michigan program that was kind of understandable but yet disturbing at the same time on Saturday, 97-1. I want to tell you about my personal experiences with First Merchants Bank, an award-winning community bank that is known across the Midwest for being welcoming and attentive to all their customers. Since I became a customer, I've also found that First Merchants Bank genuinely cares deeply about everyone within the many communities it serves, reflecting a good community bank that's rooted in Midwestern values of delivering quality, attentive service. I may be a new First Merchants Bank customer, but I know I can trust them to have my back now and probably more importantly, in the future. I'm excited to bank with them because they do all they can to help me and others prosper. So come join me as a customer at First Merchants Bank. They've been very attentive to my needs. I couldn't be happier, and I'm sure they're going to do the same thing for you. First Merchants Bank is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties. Taking a look in the work zone, there's a crash on 275 southbound at Michigan Avenue. It leaves only the right lane open. Heading out towards 94 westbound after Little Mac, a crash is blocking the left side. Drivers are backed up from before Harper Avenue, where there's a second accident on the shoulder. Also 94 westbound at 12 Mile, a crash blocks the right shoulder, and there's an accident working 696 westbound at 11 Mile. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
The latest on the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, and the MLB on the Boston Ball Podcast with Pat Caputo. Get it on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast.
If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. We also provide pre-screened quality tenants to our property owners. We love to match good people to good homes. Contact us today, northbloomfield.com.
The world's biggest soccer tournament is back, and FanDuel wants you to get in on the action when America takes the pitch. Because when you bet on Team USA in group play, all customers get free bets back if they don't win. All tournament long, FanDuel has all your favorite bet types, including some that are exclusive to soccer. Plus, just like any other sport, you can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday with the same game parlay. However you want to bet, be sure to back the red, white, and blue because all customers get free bets back if Team USA doesn't win. To sign up with the promo code Doug if you don't already have an account. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. When you bet on Team USA in group play, all customers get free bets back if they don't win. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Refund issued is non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Maximum free bet ranging from $5 to $100. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
If you run a small business, you need the most from every investment. That's why Comcast Business gives you more. Like more innovation with our new gig speed Wi-Fi, plus unlimited data. More speed from the largest, fastest, reliable network for small businesses. And more savings, up to 60% a year with Comcast Business Mobile. All from the company that powers more businesses than any other provider. When you need more, you need Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with internet and advanced security for just $40 per month for 12 months with no annual contract when you add mobile. Plus, ask her to get a $750 prepaid card with a qualifying gig bundle. Ends 1/1/2023. Restrictions apply. Actual fees vary. Compare pricing of top carriers. Requires EcoBill and AutoPay. Comcast Business Internet required. New Comcast Business 100 megabits per second internet and period. Customers only. Equipment taxes and other fees extra and subject to change. Must add mobile within 90 days of internet install and keep services for 12 months for discounts. Results vary. Not an endorsement.
97.1 The Ticket. A Beaumont Student Heart Check program provides a healthy heart check for students whose families might not otherwise be able to afford it. Go to 971theticket.com. Search for Student Heart Check and help make a difference in our community.
Ad paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention Marines, military personnel, families, and contractors who were stationed at Camp Lejeune. Were you present at Camp Lejeune between August 1953 and December of 1987? You may be entitled to significant compensation. For nearly 34 years, those in the Marine Corps-based Camp Lejeune were exposed to contaminated drinking water, resulting in devastating injuries, including several forms of cancer, adverse birth outcomes, Parkinson's disease, and more. North Carolina's procedural laws have prevented victims from getting the justice they deserve, but passage of the Camp Lejeune Justice Act of 2022 would allow you or a loved one to file lawsuits seeking compensation for illnesses and injuries linked to the toxic water. Call today for your free consultation, 800-610-9256. Let our experienced attorneys fight to get you the compensation you deserve, and you pay nothing unless there's a recovery in your favor. Call 800-610-9256. That's 800-610-9256. Again, 800-610-9256.
Dell Technologies Black Friday event has arrived with select deals on top tech to power business productivity. The savings start now with up to 50% off select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, including free shipping on everything. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for Black Friday deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Charging a cell phone can be like getting a booster shot. A booster is given to enhance or restore protection after a primary series vaccination, which wanes over time. Schedule an appointment when you are eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
97.1 The Ticket, 2022 winner of the National Association of Broadcasters Marconi Radio Award for Sports Station of the Year. Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studio, here's Stoney and Jansen.
485-399-9797. Last night, Monday Night Football in Mexico City. San Francisco all over Arizona, 38-10. The Niners now 6-4. Arizona 4-7. Also last night, Bryant beat U of D 98-88. Antoine Davis, 29 points. 117th consecutive game with double figures, which is now an NCAA record. And he also moved past Larry Bird on the all-time points list. So pretty impressive career for Antoine Davis. And by the way, little nugget about the team they played, Bryant. Their leading scorer is a guy named Doug Ebert, who you might remember last year played for St. Peter's. He was the guy with the weird mustache.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. The guy that didn't. He never had a sandwich.
A sandwich. Exactly.
Weird.
He never had a sandwich. And World Cup, Wales and the United States, we talked about, tied yesterday afternoon, and just over 5 minutes ago it ended. Huge upset, Saudi Arabia over Argentina, 2-1. They say it's going to be the last World Cup for Messi, who did score Argentina's lone goal.
They're saying this is one of the biggest upsets in World Cup history.
Yeah, like I said, I was laughing about the, do you believe in miracles, whatever they would, you would say in that language. But yeah, it's huge. I mean, they were a 2-goal favorite, which in this sport, as you know, is ridiculous. Let's go to Red in Detroit. You're 97 The Ticket.
Well, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
One quick thing, Stoney, I've been listening to you since I was a kid. Like you and Wojo, Stoney and Wojo. It's so funny to me. But
well, thank you, Red.
Red, how old are you?
I'm 32 years old.
Okay.
Oh, wow. But as on my way to school, my father used to drop me off in the wheeler said, Stoney and Wojo. So yeah. But
sounds like a cop.
Anyhow, I totally agree with Jansen. Like, you have to win, regardless. Like, if the schedule play out the same, like, say if Michigan scheduled Georgia and they lost, they still have to beat Ohio State. Period. Like, I got 2 losses. Nobody would have. They still wouldn't get in the playoffs. They have to win every single year. Ohio State is on their schedule. They have to win, regardless of what anything is. You have to get done. If you don't get done, you're not going to the playoffs. No matter what the schedule.
We agree with that, but if they do lose, or you can say if Ohio State loses, it might come down to 2 one-loss teams, and so we're trying to decide of those who gets in.
What matters, I think, and I think Red is saying this too, is win your conference.
Yes,
Conference championships matter, and they should matter.
No doubt. Well, we all agree with this,
Right.
But
And that's the argument about Clemson is whether or not they are a better team, they won their conference. And I believe conference championships should matter. They should carry weight, no matter how good or bad your conference is. And if you're in the Power Five, Group of Five, we know where I stand on that one. But Power Five, if you win your conference, that should matter, and that carries weight.
Here's some ticket text. It's not going to be close. Dave's going to try to drop a 60 burger. After last year's Born on Third comment, Michigan's going to get embarrassed. That's from Sean the mailman. There's a lot from the mail carriers today.
Yeah, well, he's going to try and drop 60. That's 40 down from what he tried last year.
Mm-hmm. I agree with Stoney, but Oregon played Georgia, and they're out of the running, where if they chose a lesser opponent, they'd likely have only the one loss and still have a shot at the CFP. Well, if they would have beaten Washington, they could have won their conference, too. So they're both true. Here's a hypothetical. What if Stoney actually spent some time talking about what a great game it's going to be? What if Stoney highlighted what a great team we have this year and just spent some time talking about the matchup for this awesome game coming on Saturday? Wouldn't that be a great scenario? Scott from Ann Arbor. Listen tomorrow.
Tune in on Friday. We'll have a lot of conversation about that.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be it's going to be a great game. Hey, I'm a Michigan fan. Football. Round one goes to John. Ding, ding. No, it's done.
So scorekeeper.
I think John stoppage time. Argentina. We didn't lose to Saudi Arabia.
Yes.
Every year, Alabama's non-conference schedule is trash. The problem is not non-conference play. It's the Big Ten is weak this year from Chuck and the Truck. Both those comments are, well, no. The Alabama comment is incorrect because they usually do play one good non-conference. And this year, they actually went on the road to play Texas and almost lost and should have lost. Actually, it's usually a neutral site game first week of the season. They usually crush those. Yeah, but they usually play a legitimate Power 5 team. Exactly. Yeah. 248-539-9797. We'll get to the other deal with Michigan coming up after Heather's News, which is right now.
Well, one person is hospitalized and several vehicles were damaged when 3 drag racers sped through a Detroit neighborhood. It happened early Monday morning. 3 cars were actually captured on video down the street and happened on East Albert Drive, heading out and then crashing into vehicles that were parked along the road in front of people's homes. So all these residential neighborhoods, and police say that the crashes woke up the residents, obviously it would, because it sounds very loud, and then it totaled some of their vehicles. One person involved in the crash is hospitalized in critical condition, and police say the others involved in the incident reportedly ran from the scene.
Sure.
Yeah.
Those cars have license plates and VIN numbers. We'll find you.
One day we will be found. Detroit police officer facing charges after he drunkenly waved a gun at his girlfriend while trying to pick her up from a party in Monroe. Early Friday morning, officers received a call from the girlfriend. She called 911. Turns out this officer, Corey Ryan Dabrowski, had gone to the venue to pick up his girlfriend, take her home. She said, you know what, I'm not ready to leave yet. Have fun. I don't want to go yet. And that of course, I guess, set him off. He was drunk. He arrived wearing body armor, and he was carrying multiple guns. He fled the scene in a black Dodge Ram. He was eventually pulled over and taken into custody. He has been suspended with the Detroit Police Department, and they say they will not tolerate members engaging in criminal conduct, especially domestic violence.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Suspended and single.
Yeah. Yeah, both. A father and his 1-year-old son were found dead in Detroit on Monday after suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. Second story involving carbon monoxide. This one a little different than what happened to the couple in Rochester Hills, but according to police, the father and son were sitting in a running vehicle inside a garage with the door closed. Police were notified when the man's girlfriend called 911. There is still an investigation ongoing. What were they doing out there? But it's so sad when you hear about that, especially when there's like a young baby involved. This is fun if this is what you're into. A massive water park expansion is coming to Bavarian Inn Lodge in in Frankenmuth. Next month, the resort will be breaking ground on an $80 million, 140,000 square foot expansion. This is going to be huge. The new park is expected to open in the spring of 2024. It's going to include a whole lot. 20 plus new attractions. There's going to be new water slides, a wave pool. There's going to be new fun for the adults, a swim up bar, which is going to be nice. So the current Family Fun Center, they say, will remain open, so you can still go and have some fun with the family. And then in 2024, you can go back and experience the whole new park.
I did hear from Jimmy. He said that on the grand opening, we might do a remote from there, as long as Stoney is the first one to go down the big slide.
Yes. The giant slide?
Yeah.
The new song coming.
Stoney on the giant slide.
Yeah. Would you plug your nose? You have to plug your nose. I picture Stoney plugging his nose.
No, I love that stuff.
Don't you? I picture it. He's going down and then, oh no! And then he plugs his nose.
No, we used to go to Atlantis when we take the kids. I would go, you know.
That huge slide?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I would do it too. Totally fun. The man is suspected of fatally shooting 5 people and injuring more than a dozen others at that Colorado Springs LGBTQ nightclub is facing murder and hate crime charges. Prosecutors are expected to charge Anderson Lee Aldrich with 5 counts of murder and 5 counts of committing a bias-motivated crime causing bodily injury. Authorities are still searching for a motive. But of course, friends and family are coming forward with tributes, pouring in online for the victims who have now been identified. Daniel Aston, Derek Rump, Raymond Green, Ashley Paw, and Kelly Loving were all killed in that awful, awful incident. I've got more, but I'm going to... His stamp on all sorts of products. I mean, he's got this cereal that recently came out.
Yes, oh, that's right. It's balloon.
He's got some weed, he's got some gin, he's got all sorts of things, but now he's getting into an industry that really already has his name all over it. Dog apparel.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
D-O-double-G.
Yeah. The new pet accessory line is called Snoop Doggy Dog, and it features dog apparel, some plush toys, bowls, leashes, and a whole lot more. And the collection is inspired by the rapper, so you can get gold-plated dog bowls. You can get a Doobie chew toy. You can get it's like a hoodie with a gold chain. It's great. It's great.
Dog apparel. Oh, that'd be the day I dress my dog up.
Snoop Dogg.
Did you ever put like sweaters and boots on the
No, they have their own coat.
I agree.
What about a cute little, like a little bandana?
No.
A bandana.
Oh, yeah, when it comes home from the groomer, it lasts for about 30 seconds, and then it rolls around like dirt.
Right, the dog will try to chew his own bandana sometimes.
Yes, yeah. And then it gets stuck in their mouth or their neck. Yes, exactly. Very funny. Very funny.
All right, Heather. Dan Campbell at 802-97 on the ticket.
At Ford, we often talk about strength, like the strength of our vehicles. How much a Super Duty can tow, for instance, and how fast a Mustang can drive. But strength is more than just muscle, more than just torque. It can show itself in a million different ways. Like in the way you make an impact in the world, how you shape your community, how you stand up for your friends, how you make change and break boundaries for the good of all. Your strength is what you do with your floor. You're out there building, and we're not just talking about construction. You're building communities, businesses, families, lives. And we're building the fleet that stands by you as you do it. Because Build Ford Proud is about more than just the strength of our vehicles. It's about the strength of the people who drive them. Some model trims and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
The NHL season is already cooking, and there are finally some trends emerging that we can bet on. Here's one not enough people are talking about. Hockey underdogs are winning against the spread at an incredible 64% this season, and away dogs are actually hitting at nearly the exact same rate.
We're nearly 20 games into this NHL season, and betting underdogs on the puck line has been really profitable, even on the road. I'm Trista Crick, helping you keep it.
For the latest holiday tech gifts at great prices, Staples has you covered.
I need unbeatable prices on tech for everyone on my nice list.
Staples has you covered with the hottest tech gifts at Black Friday prices. Right now, the new Apple AirPods Pro 2nd generation is just $199 with the Staples Connect app. Plus, save up to $330 off HP, Lenovo, and Asus laptops. The latest tech gifts are at Staples, the working and learning store. Offers end 11/26. Limit 1 on AirPods. AirPods still price $229 without app offer. In-store only.
Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Hey, it's DJ, and the Barstool Sportsbook in Hollywood Casino at Greektown is the one place I can watch sports, place all my wagers, and get the best food and drinks in Detroit all in one place. When I want to watch any sport, football, hockey, or basketball, I choose to watch it on their 30-foot video wall. It's like you're right there in all the action. The best place to watch any sports in Detroit is at the Barstool Sportsbook. Come on down at Hollywood Casino at Greektown to see it for yourself. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problems? Getting help is always your best bet. Call 1-800-270-7117.
Bob Lawson, business manager for Coletta Motorsports, uses applied innovation for network and IT support and much more.
So they maintain and keep us connected through a lot of our internet technology programming that we need. If we're looking to add equipment or something like that, we work through them to do so.
Why choose applied innovation for Coletta Air, Coletta Charters, and Coletta Motorsports, which together employs over 4,000 people?
The beauty of their organization is just like our owner, Connie Coletta. John Lowry developed and built applied innovation with his own two hands. And they're both family-owned businesses, and family to our owners is extremely important.
You believe strongly in supporting the local communities you serve, as does Applied Innovation.
Well, I think that goes back to the philosophies of the family-owned businesses, and that mirrors the philosophy that Applied Innovation has.
Applied Innovation. Call today, 800-521-0983, or visit appliedinnovation.com.
Meet Joe A, Joe B, hello, and Joe C. What's up? 3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with others. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase. Make more what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC.
And now an important message from music superstar Willie Nelson.
I've been fighting for legalization of the one thing that can bring comfort to millions. And of course, I'm talking about Skechers.
Can we stop the commercial? Really, I don't think Skechers are illegal anywhere.
Really? But they feel so good.
No, you can wear them anywhere, Willie.
Well, pass the Skechers.
Skechers comfort feels so good because Skechers is the comfort technology company and has all the fit and features you need for ultimate comfort. Find Skechers at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
This hour has been sent feedback brought to you by Mike Quintero of National Benefit Plan. For affordable health insurance, call 877-734-2200.
Unparalleled insight and opinions for all of the weekend NFL action. Kick off with Boomer and Valenti this Sunday morning at 9 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio. Here's Stoney and Jansen.
Dan Campbell at 802-248-539-9797. Let's say good morning to Tyler in Port Huron. What's up, Tyler?
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
First-time caller, long-time listener.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to make a comment on the game Saturday that everyone's talking about. I think a few things that might make a big difference in terms of Michigan coming out with a win that day is, one, C.J. Stroud hasn't been the greatest under pressure. Also, the weather's not looking good that day. I know that's kind of a long shot, but I know him in Northwestern, he did look really bad in the weather, and it's supposed to be windy and rainy on Saturday.
That's a very valid point.
It's a factor. It's certainly a factor.
They have to give it.
Right.
They definitely need to put pressure on them.
And then another thing I was thinking about was Harbaugh versus Ryan Day. I think Harbaugh's been here more. I think he's got a better way of prepping these guys, and I feel like Michigan's going to come out more ready for this game than Ohio State is.
I think both teams will be ready. I don't think that is because Ohio State has motivation, if you want to even use last year as motivation.
For sure they do.
And Michigan has motivation to make it 2 in a row to win down there for the first time since Drew Henson was the quarterback. 2000. I mean, that's
22 years.
That's a long time. And the game itself is motivation. Right. You don't
this
need
is not one of those where Ryan Day says something, Jim Harbaugh says something, a player says something. This one, you need no extra motivation.
Right.
For.
According to Jim Harbaugh, there's no hate.
Right.
It's an honor to play in this game.
Well, it is an honor to play in this game.
Yeah.
And it's an honor that both teams have made it here 11-0, and you get a chance to play in, I'm not going to say the best college football game of the season because there's a lot of different, college football is so emotional on all different fronts, but it will be, going into it, one of the most hyped games of the football season. And if you are lucky enough to be one of the 11 or 22, counting both sides of the ball, to start in this game and play in this game, it's the reason that you go to one of these two schools.
One of the reasons a lot of people do go, obviously people go to the University of Michigan for the quality of education, they like Ann Arbor, whatever, but the football program is a draw. Just like the Big House, to actually be a spectator in the Big House is really cool. I love it.
Experience.
And as a student, you get your tickets if you want something, you start way up top, and by the time you're a senior, you get better seats. Not that there's really a bad seat in there. Saturday, it was cold as hell. There's no doubt about it. I had friends of mine who had tailgates that didn't even bother to go because they were too cold.
For a tailgate, you could put a heater out there.
I agree. Anyway,
did you tailgate?
I tailgated, yeah. I tailgated at 2 places. One was really, really good. Unfortunately, the main host left because his son was cold, but that would have been you.
Also working.
No, but you usually don't go up that early. You went up earlier.
15 minutes.
But I had a great time with your,
hanging, throw Jack under the bus.
I wasn't throwing him under the bus. He was cold. That's okay. He's a kid. It's okay. I'm not. I came to see you too. But you know what? I had a wonderful time. Your friends, your wife, your father-in-law.
Yeah.
There was your kid. The other kids that were there. I had a great time. Great sausage they had.
Oh, yeah. We do food well.
Yes, you do. So I had a good time. Then I went to another tailgate that was actually inside and outside because it's an incredible setup. My boy Matt Riley has in the Big House. But the game, I was outside, and it was cold, but, you layer up. You wear,
When you got chilly, you went inside.
I went inside. I didn't have my normal seats. I had my club level seats. So, yeah, when it got
let's be completely
correct, but not during action. Okay? It was like, all right, there's a 3.5 minute media timeout. I'm going to go in, see if I can get a quick hot chocolate and come back out. Okay?
Yes, and then let's go to another media timeout.
Oh, God. Anyway, the point is, I'm trying to, I exaggerate sometimes, John. I would say at kickoff, there was probably 85 to 90,000 people there. That might be even over it. And then by halftime, there was probably 75 to 80, maybe. 80,000, I would say. Would you say that? Or is that too many?
I don't think it's too many. No, I think it might be a little bit too many.
Okay, whatever. If the student section in particular, section, nobody showed up. And I'm not being literally, there were some, but there was a lot of students, but the top, 4 sections of the student section were bare. And I could understand it if you were, in Spartan Stadium, the students didn't go. I mean, but
did they close off the upper deck?
That I don't know. Yeah. But that's happened before, but when they don't have good seasons. You're talking about a team that's 10-0.
Yeah.
It's your last home game as some for seniors as a student. I think it's really shameful that wasn't well attended, especially the student section. I get the fact that it's cold. I understand that most of the kids have 85-inch high-def TVs in their rooms, and they're probably watching the game on television. I get it. It's just, I don't know. The old guy,
Old
says,
school.
I'm old school. You gotta suck it up. So maybe the answer to that is have less student seats, and then students would complain, well, we don't have access to tickets because I'm sure most people actually paid more money because the students you still have to pay, but it's cheaper.
It's a lot cheaper.
A lot cheaper. More people spending more money would go to the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a fine line because you want to give that opportunity to all the students. And this is really the first time that I've seen this. You know, in a season that's been good.
Right.
We've seen it before where there's, you know,
Had to give away free Cokes.
yeah, and we've gone down that road. We've seen that, but this is the first time when you're looking at an 11-0 or a team that's looking to go 11-0, where you look up in the student section and there is just rows and rows of seats that are there. But I think, I mean, you nailed it. First of all, for students, all right, it's really cold. It is the 8th of 8 home games where they've had this experience, and maybe it's not as unique or special as it would be if there was only 6 or 7 home games. And it was, you know, it's a new game. We know that they usually are a late arriving bunch for some of those
as
games.
most student sections are. Like at Wisconsin, they don't show up a lot of times until halftime.
Right.
It's
for the jump around.
But the other thing that was disturbing, and I think I was in the bathroom, so I didn't even hear this, but usually early in the fourth quarter, you know, thank you for making this the most, you know, viewed game in America and all that stuff. And what did they announce, John? How many people did they announce?
It was just over 110,000.
If there were 110,000 people if there was 100,000 people in there, then I don't know what abacus these people were using or how they count.
Wow.
Because there was maybe 90,000 people in there. And look, if you're going to announce an attendance, as saying people who are actually at the game, get it somewhat accurate. I mean, I don't know, because I know they count the band and they count people who work there. I get all that.
But they do it on a normal basis. So when it's 111,000 and it's completely packed,
yeah,
okay, you can believe it.
Correct.
This is a large part of the student section.
They should just announce tickets distributed.
Yeah.
And because to me, the 100,000 streak should have been broken.
Well, I don't know if there were, 10,000 that weren't there. I mean, I'm a bad estimate, so I'm not going to say it was or it wasn't. But I mean, let's face it. Students, and I know that for me, it feels offensive that they weren't there. But if you're looking at it from a student's point of view, and they do have that 84-inch TV, and it's warm, and they don't have to wake up until 11:59 to catch kickoff, and beverages that are, aplenty in their dorm rooms or in their frat houses, sorority houses, like, it's different than when, well, it's a lot different from where you went to school.
Yeah,
Or Playtime, apparently.
Yeah. But it's even different from, and I was in school 25 years ago, and I know 25 years is a long time, but technology has changed, and they also are sitting there on their phones. They can just order whatever they want for breakfast, lunch, dinner, any time of the game, and it's delivered to them. Like, everything is so different now. So maybe the answer is, if the students are different, and they're not going to show up in mass like they used to, that you do start trimming that section down a little bit. Right. You don't want to go so far that you start not having enough of a student section there, because that's the whole point of the game is loyalty to your school. It's the students that that should be the ones that want to be there.
Right. Yeah, I get it. I just wish they were more honest with exactly how many people were in attendance. All right, 248-539-9797. Dan Campbell at little after 8 o'clock. We'll also hear from Jim Harbaugh at 8:35, 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey, the world's biggest soccer tournament is back, and FanDuel wants you to get in on the action when America takes the pitch, because when you bet on Team USA in group play, all customers get free bets back if you don't win. All tournament long, FanDuel has all your favorite bet types, including some that are exclusive to soccer. Plus, just like any other sport, you can combine your bets for a chance at a bigger payday with a same-game parlay. However you want to play, be sure to back the red, white, and blue, because all customers get free bets back if Team USA doesn't win. Just sign up with promo code Jansen if you don't have an account. Make every moment more with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Must be 21 or over in present. Michigan. Refund issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Max free bet ranging from $5 to $100. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. And gambling problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
This report brought to you by Allstate agent Cheryl Bowker. A crash is finally cleared. 94 westbound after Little Mac. There is still quite a bit of a backup. 275 southbound at Michigan Avenue. That accident in the works zone leaves only the right lane open. 696 eastbound after 275. A crash on the shoulder, as well as one on the Southfield Freeway southbound at M10. The right price for the right protection? It exists. And Michigan's Allstate agent Cheryl Bowker can help you get it. Contact her for your free quote today at 734-525-9610 or stop by 31221 5 Mile Road in Livonia. I'm Michelle Pendy with traffic.
The latest news and information on the Big Ten on the 5 Star Zone podcast with Rico Bears. Get it on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The right price for the right protection. It exists. And Michigan's Allstate agent Cheryl Bowker can help you get it. Contact her for your free quote today at 734-525-9610 or stop by 31221 5 Mile Road in Livonia.
This is Boomer Esiason with Odyssey Sports Minute. Hey, folks, let's get one thing clear. The U-337-1 Jackson Penalty Lap Track is not for recreational 5K turkey trots. It's for NFL players and coaches who need to do penance. Perhaps Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson get their acts together as they jog side by side. Another Wilson needs a wake-up call, both on and off the field, as to how to play quarterback at the professional level. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Buying a home? Rocket Mortgage will cover 1% of your rate for the first year at no cost to you, saving you hundreds, even thousands, with Inflation Buster. For example, if you lock a 7% rate today, you'll only pay 6% for a year. That means more road trips, more date nights, more fun every month for a year. And your rate is secured for 30 years. Plus, if rates drop within 3 years of your home purchase, you get exclusive savings when you refinance with Rate Drop Advantage. More home upgrades, more rainy day funds, more cash in your pocket. Save when you buy today and refinance tomorrow. Call 8337-ROCKET today or visit inflationbuster.com to start saving. That's 8337-ROCKET or go to inflationbuster.com.
For any company reflecting requirements and other terms and conditions, visit inflationbuster.com. Call 1-8337-ROCKET. Equal housing underwriting small business states. Consumer access.
Gary Morowski, President, Flame Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical. Reaching out with a Christmas gift you can't pass up. Install a new high-efficiency heating and cooling system before November 30th at no charge. Flame will supply and install a new 40-gallon water heater. Flame secures permits and all work performed. Flame has over 100 trucks to serve you 24/7, 365. One other thing, $2,500 in rebates on top of a free water heater. Flame also takes care of any plumbing, drain staking, or electrical needs. Backup generators are our specialty. Flame is our name, service is our game. I guarantee it.
Fall is just around the corner, and you know what comes with that. One of the greatest sports ever. I'm talking about football. All the professional teams and college teams make this the most exciting sport to watch. From the first snap of the game, you're hooked. Every pass, every play, every interception keeps you wanting more. We jump up and cheer as loud as we can every time our team scores a touchdown. There's nothing better. So sit back and enjoy the best time of the year. So throw that burger or dog on the grill and tailgate with your friends to celebrate the greatest sport created, football.
Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers are changing the game with the bold design and amazing strength of the Chevy Silverado. With 9 models to choose from, Silverado is the perfect tool for all your jobs. If life takes you off-road, there's the first ever CR2 Silverado. Add in features like the available multi-flex camera or 8 available cameras, and you'll be Silverado strong whatever road you travel. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City. Visit ChevyDetroit.com.
Some fans gear up for game day, but some fans follow their team every day. That's why the Locked On Podcast Network has a daily podcast for your favorite NBA team. Every trade, every overtime win, every game, our local experts cover the biggest stories around your team every day. Search Locked On plus your favorite NBA team on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts. The Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now because game day is so close you can almost taste it. Football watching. Better with Pepsi.
Get the extra juice you need to enjoy at Best Weekend Football. Numbers, angles, and small bucks. Catch the ticket with Mike Valeni and Jim Costa. Get it on Odyssey or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Detroit Pistons play the Denver Nuggets. Pregame tonight at 8:35 on 97.1 The Ticket. Live from the Jamie Samuelson studio, here's Stoney and Jensen.
248-539-9797. That is the telephone number and the ticket text. Last night in Mexico City, the Niners just crushed the Cardinals 38-10. Jimmy G, really good game, 20 of 29, 228, 4 touchdowns, no picks. The quarterback rating was 132.9.
Yeah.
And San Francisco, they ran the ball 28 times for 159 yards. So they got Elijah Mitchell back, and obviously they have McCaffrey, and they're just so multi-dimensional. It's a pleasure to watch. And they have the best left tackle in the game.
Yes, Trent Williams. He's a lot of fun to watch as well. You watch an offensive line play.
Arizona, they couldn't run the ball. 24 carries for like 67 yards or something like that. That team is in shambles. I mean, you think the Big Wells are having a little buyer's remorse on their 3 big contract extensions? Kyler Murray, Steve Kime, the general manager, and
Murray.
Yeah, the 3 Ks.
Yes.
West, Kime, and Kyler.
Well, and this is what happens when you do that with and a quarterback does the whole I'm going to ghost you on social media. Now all of a sudden you feel forced into an extension. They did it, and this is what you get sometimes. It's the same thing with Russell Wilson. I want out of Seattle. All of a sudden, hey, Denver, this sounds like a great idea, and we're going to give you $250 million. You think they've got some buyers? Who's got more buyer's remorse, Denver or Arizona?
Probably Denver, because they had to give up so much draft capital
along with it. Yeah.
Right, and Wilson's deal will get